2020 is a significant year for China to end absolute poverty in the country. However, with a huge impact from COVID-19 outbreak, will China be able to follow the plan and counteract the effects of the health crisis?
Well, I think certainly it's nearly impossible. And I also think it's not necessary. You have to get it done, because the COVID-19 not only poor people, but also the local cadres officials who are responsible for, the parent system, one-to-one parent system. It's quite a unique system in China. And so it's not, that's one thing. So it's very difficult to get it done. Definitely by the deadline, only December 31st is the deadline. I guess need a little bit of flexibility because the COVID-19, it's not just China scale, it's global scale. Every corner of the world have been impacted. I also think the issues could be another issue, which is COVID-19 itself. Perhaps will impact these poverty people as well. So people under the poverty line maybe have been impacted more seriously than the people in, because the more like a job access, because the job in the urban area locked down in the city, which is lost opportunity for job. So it's really make the poverty elevation a bit a challenge. However, China already become better. It's a kind of hope. It's everything's there. But I don't think we need to stick on the deadline rigidly. I think authorities should be flexible. And a recent visit by President Xi Jinping to Shanxi and a few other poverty regions symbolically indicate poverty elevation still top priority. Mm-hmm. I don't think the authority top officials really deadline as a rigid as I think it should be flexible.
It's a long-term goal. So what has China achieved so far in terms of poverty alleviation, especially in underdeveloped regions?
Well, this is, I think, as many famous big celebrity in the world, including former Japanese Prime Minister, including Bill Gates, all these giant, big celebrities made quite positive comments, and a global community, international organizations formally organized or recognized China's remarkable achievement in poverty reduction. I mean, it's amazing. Mm-hmm. The last step, which is the you call a PPA, Possessing Poverty Elevation or Targeted Poverty Elevation, which is a very big challenge. It's a global problem. It's not China problem. It's the last group of people under the poverty line. It's very difficult because they are in that corner, in a degraded area. It's really extremely difficult to lift above the poverty line. But Chinese government trying to fix that problem, and it's ongoing. It's quite a success. I think it's remarkable. I think it's quite good. Yeah.
What role has the infrastructure building like fast internet played in China's poverty alleviation? For example, how e-commerce companies like Alibaba take the advantages of the well-built internet or road infrastructures to help help the impoverished region out of poverty, especially during the outbreak.
That's absolutely, it's a new technology, new economy really become important poverty reduction tools as this kind of innovation, wonderful development. Taobao particularly nearly reach every corner of rural China. When I visit the rural China villages, you can see some of the store, Taobao store, convenient, it's wonderful. And there's some of the products, local product in the poverty region, like a garlic, like a ginger, like some special product, can be sold online, and this is a very important for the poverty people. This is major income source. In some aspect, e-commerce, internet connection, this kind of infrastructure perhaps facilitate or support the poverty reduction more effectively than the hardware infrastructure like the Gautier, high-speed train.
High-speed railway,
So
yeah.
the e-commerce is such a soft infrastructure, perhaps more powerful than the hard infrastructure in terms of poverty reduction. However, two things I think is important. Number one, for this kind of new e-commerce, kind of new stuff, need somebody help the poverty people and set up the system, make sure they know how to do it. That's a very important. Government can do something, and government is doing something, and that's a very good model for the poverty reduction. Second, to sell the products, need like a celebrity, Chinese celebrity to support these poverty people, saying, okay, I can represent you to sell your garlic or ginger or something. That's very effective to make the Chinese people realize, okay, we are doing something, purchase something online, not just meet my personal need, but also help others. It's quite a good social engineering project.
As we know, one key factor to reduce poverty is to invest in people. Do we know any policies or measures to help improve education and employment opportunities for people in the poor area?
I guess the practice in different places, the different poverty reduction model in different places have a different way to doing it. I mean, there's so many reported, including academic publication. By the end of the day, the issue about education, employment opportunity, they are the key. They are very important for people really can survive after they have been lifted above the poverty line. Can I stay there? Always above poverty line, not drop back into the poverty, which is important for education is important and employment opportunity is important. So I think China have a variety of model, different places doing different things. But the key investment in the person themselves is very important. Social capital is a very important human capital investment is very important for the poverty elevation. Yeah.
As you mentioned at the beginning, poverty alleviation is a long-term effort. So looking ahead, what might be the main objectives of the post-2020 poverty alleviation strategy in China?
I think that there are three things. Number one, if there's no rigid deadline, 2020 is not a rigid deadline for the absolute poverty reduction. I guess the immediate task for 2021 is absolutely fulfill this target. Just slow down a little bit. That's number one job. I mean, promise no absolute poverty by 2020. We will do this by 2021. That's a first immediate job. Second, and absolutely important is how can we prevent the people above poverty line not slip into poverty. That's a very long-term sort of how can you sustain a poverty reduction program. The final one, I think, is a much bigger task. I think the Chinese government will going to focus on the next campaign, which is part of China Dream, I would say, is shift from absolute poverty oriented to relative poverty issue. This is a universal problem. This is a much bigger issues, much wide range issues, and this will need another campaign, another sort of poverty reduction for different type of poverty. So I think that's another long-term. This is a universal problem, not just China. Absolute relative poverty is always a problem, but Chinese government have a long-term plan so far. Try to also reduce the relative poverty after 40 years, like reform, open door policy, let few people get rich. I mean, polarize the society, polarize the landscape. But the next task the CCP wanted to do is reduce the relative poverty. But this is a very complicated social engineering project.